John Kelly, 37, gym owner, entrepreneur, and life coach. My upbringing was fairly relaxed. My parents drank, smoked weed. My dad was a Marine, so he was strict when it came to certain things. And we had a good family life until the divorce. It made me angry, and even the process beforehand made me angry. And at the time, I was going through puberty. I was changing schools from elementary school to middle school, and I was dealing with a lot of pressures in school too. So it combined to make a pretty volatile mix.
He was kind of a pain in the ass when he was little. I'd take him he'd go to baseball games, softball games with me when I'd be playing ball, and he'd like climb up on top of the backstop or roll in the dirt and get completely covered in dirt. You know, just kid stuff like that. He was a good kid though.
At school, I was dealing with a lot of racism, and I started to lash out more and more in my teenage years.
Looking for revenge.
Junior high was the time where I was being physically and mentally abused, and that was also the time that helped shape the person that I am today.
His last fight was he punched some kid in the hallway, and then the vice principal grabbed him in a chokehold and he flipped the vice principal over his back. So then on the way into the office, the kid was standing outside the office and said something to taunt John, and John punched him right there. So he got kicked out.
I was suspended for 10 days, then I was expelled in my senior year. So I had the choice to either go to an opportunity school or get my GED. So I had thought, and my parents thought that putting me in an opportunity school probably wouldn't solve the problem. So I just got my GED. I met Claudia when I was about 19. And she was telling me like, hey, you know, you can't hang out with these people anymore. Little by little, I started to cut people out of my life. And then after about dating Claudia on and off for about 2 years, she got pregnant.
When I first met John, I was working for Foot Locker, and I lived down south. So I was working at Mall of the Americas. I got pregnant, and then things just kind of like started to settle down. He actually started FIU. And he was a walk-on for the football team when they first started. And that was a big step for him.
My temper got the best of me. I got in an argument with a coach who was always treating me unfair because I was a walk-on. He was, you know, a decent football coach, but he was a jerk-off. So me and him always clashed. And I got in an argument with him in my second year, and then I got kicked off the football team too. After that, I became a personal trainer, and I started to train clients in exercise. And then I continued to go to school till I completed my degree in exercise physiology. When I was personal training, I got bored of just lifting weights because that's all I ever knew from books and magazines was bodybuilding, and that was very boring. So I saw mixed martial arts on TV, and I said, man, I fight a lot. I always get in fights, but I don't know how to fight. I want to learn these moves. So I began to train mixed martial arts. Once I began to train mixed martial arts, I found out that I was pretty good at it, just like everything else in life. And then I began to train with pro fighters, and I was able to, you know, hold my own with pro fighters. So I was like, hey, you know what? This could be an opportunity for me to make some extra money, and it could be a life experience that I'll never forget.